Hello, my name's Professor Gemma Sharp and I'm leading the CycleTrack study. Thank you so much for taking part. So what is CycleTrack and what are we trying to do? Periods are a normal part of everyday life for about half the population, and everyone's experience is different. So some people have regular, predictable cycles, while some people might have unpredictable cycles or heavy bleeding or severe pain. And all of these experiences matter. We now know that menstrual health and the menstrual cycle is a really important indicator of overall physical and mental health. Despite this, there's still surprisingly little high quality data on menstruation, and that knowledge gap, that data gap, affects how well menstrual health can be supported in healthcare. By taking part in CycleTrack, you're helping to build a world-leading resource for menstrual health research, and that's going to help researchers really understand the menstrual cycle and menstrual health better, and that will translate to better outcomes for women and people who menstruate. So what would we like you to do? Well, we'd like you to take part over 3 menstrual cycles, or 16 weeks, whichever is the shorter duration. And we'll be collecting data in a few different ways. And we've designed everything to try to fit around everyday life as much as possible. So you'll share information about your menstrual cycle and symptoms, your mood, your mental well-being, diet, exercise, sleep, heart rate and activity, using a Garmin watch. And on a few days, we're also collecting menstrual fluid samples. And together, all of this really rich information is going to help us understand more about how menstrual health interacts with other areas of your health and well-being throughout the whole menstrual cycle. So once you've signed up, you'll receive a pack that contains everything that you'll need to take part. It might look something like this, and I'll just go through what's in the pack. You'll receive a instruction booklet. Now there are a lot of instructions in here, so don't worry about reading it all in one go, but it might be useful to just have a flick through and then you can come back to it if there are any things that you're not sure of during the study. We've also included a short leaflet that will help you understand a bit more about the menstrual cycle. So this booklet contains some information that you might find interesting about female bodies and menstrual cycles, and maybe the information will help you answer some of the questionnaires. We thought you might find it useful because most of us didn't really learn that much about menstrual health or menstruation in school. You will receive a letter. It might look like this, and this letter will tell you your unique code. That unique code is what you will use to sign up to the Labfront app. So Labfront is an app on your smartphone, and this is where you're going to complete questionnaires and upload data from your Garmin.
To set up Labfront, just open the app, enter your unique code, and follow the on-screen instructions. You might need to close the app and reopen it before all the questionnaires display.
You'll also set up your Garmin watch using Labfront, and once it's linked, we'd just like you to wear the watch day and night. So it tracks heart rate, steps and sleep.
To set up your Garmin watch, make sure it's charged to at least 50% and you've got your phone's Bluetooth switched on. Click on the blue Get Started button in Labfront and follow the on-screen instructions. When Labfront finds the watch, select Vivo Smart and then a code should appear on the screen of your watch. Enter that code into Labfront and select whether you would like your watch to receive your phone's notifications or not. Wear the watch with a snug fit so that it's not moving around when you move your wrist, but it's still comfortable. During the CycleTrack study, we'd like you to complete a variety of tasks, so I'll just talk you through them. Every day, we'd like you to open the Labfront app and complete at least one questionnaire.
In your Labfront app, you'll receive a few different types of questionnaire. So you get the one-off questionnaires, they'll appear at the start, and they include a baseline survey and your Ferritin test result. Then you'll get daily questionnaires. You'll get a ping every day at 5 p.m, a notification on your phone, and that will remind you to log in and answer your daily questionnaire. It should take about 1 to 2 minutes to complete that. Every Friday, you'll get a weekly questionnaire. And so this will ask about your lifestyle, your physical health, your mental well-being over the past week. There's also a questionnaire called How Are You? And this is always available in the app. And it's a chance for you to tell us how you're feeling throughout the day if you'd like. You'll also be asked to complete a menstrual flow diary. So you do this while you're on your period. And this is such an important part of the study. So we really, really appreciate you filling out this questionnaire. So this helps us understand how much blood you might be losing during your period. And we'd like you to complete this every time you visit the toilet while you're menstruating, so while you're on your period. We'd like you to tell us about how soaked the pads or tampons might look, or how much blood you're emptying from a menstrual cup when you visit the toilet. We'd like you to enter the information via the Labfront app, and you can either log entries as they happen, or you could maybe wait till the end of the day and catch up then. Every entry will really, really help us.
We'd also like you to remember to sync the Garmin data.
You'll sync the data daily through the app, through your Bluetooth on your phone. So you just open the app and watch the progress bar moving until it turns green. Now, at the start of the study, we will ask you to complete a ferritin test that will look a bit like that, and you'll enter the results into the Labfront app. Now, ferritin will tell us about your iron levels. We know that heavy periods in particular can cause low iron and make you feel quite run down. So this is an important thing for us to understand.
There's a video on our website that shows how to complete a ferritin test.
If you're not using hormonal contraception, then we may also ask you to complete some ovulation tests around the middle of your cycle. We've created an app to help you understand whereabouts in your cycle you are, so you know which days to do these ovulation tests. And the tests themselves are just strips like this. So you hold the strip by the blue bit at the top, and then we've also provided you with a plastic cup, and you'll just take you'll pee into the plastic cup, and then you'll just take the strip and you will dip it in the urine, and then you leave it for 5 minutes and then read the test result. And it's a bit like a COVID test. You'll get 1 or 2 lines on there, and there are instructions in your pack about how to interpret those lines, and then you will report your findings to us through the Labfront app. If you're using hormonal contraception, then you can skip doing the ovulation tests because it's unlikely that you are ovulating. Now, one of the most unique aspects of CycleTrack is that we're going to be collecting menstrual fluid samples. And we're going to be doing that via something called a Quinn Q-pad. And in your pack, you will get 3 kits that look like this. And we'd like you to use 1 kit for each period that you have while taking part in the study. So firstly, we'd like you to download the Quinn app, and this will allow you to log when you create a sample, and then it will allow us in our lab in the University of Exeter to know when a sample's coming in, and then when it arrives we'll know who it belongs to. So on a heavy flow day, so that's usually day 1 or day 2 of your period, we would like you to wear 2 of these Quinn Q-pads, so one after the other. So when you're using the first pad, you will see there's a QR code on the back. We'd like you to scan that with your Quinn app, and that's all you have to do. Then you take the pad and you just wear these pads like you would any other normal menstrual pad. So they look like this, and sticky adhesive bit on the back to stick it to your pants. And then if I take that off, you can see it's just like any other pad with wings to attach to the pants. In the middle there you'll see this oval, and we'd like you to try to fill that oval with menstrual fluid. Don't worry if you don't fill it, that's okay, but we'd like you to try to get it within there. And then When you've finished wearing them, you can remove this filter paper strip from the middle, and once that's done, you can then dispose of the pad like you would any other pad, and then we'd like you to try not to touch the strip too much. So you just hold it from the top here, and we'd like you to take it and put it in one of these canisters. So these canisters are provided in your packs, so in each of your kits you'll get one of these canisters. So we'd like you to put the sample in there. There's a little slot for it to go in. It goes in quite easily. And then we'd like you to wear the second pad. So for the second pad, you don't need to scan a QR code or anything. We'll know that that one is linked to this one. So exactly the same as before, you'll have a pad, you'll wear it, you'll take the filter paper strip out, and then we'd like you to put it in the other side. So there's another slot in the canister, you slot it in there, and then if you close the top, push it down, and that will seal it, and that will mean that it's nice and airtight, and there's some silicone gel in there which will help to dry out the samples. You can then just stick them in this envelope that you'll be provided with in your packs, and the envelope will be addressed with our lab in Exeter. You can seal that, seal it down, and then you can just pop that in any post box. And then in the lab we will analyse your sample to try to find biological clues as to what causes conditions like heavy menstrual bleeding and endometriosis, and that might help us improve diagnosis of those sorts of conditions in the future. Now the Quinn Q pads just operate like any pad, but they're not for heavy bleeding, so just so you've got a little bit of extra confidence if you're worried about leaking, we also provide you with some period pants which you could wear whilst you're wearing the Quinn Q pads. So we know that this is an incredible commitment and you're doing something amazing by taking part in this study, and we're so grateful to you. So as a thank you, we would like to give you up to £120 in vouchers, and the exact amount will depend on how much you participate in the study. You'll also get to keep the Garmin watch, and you'll get to keep the period pants. And at the end of the study, you'll receive a report that's personalised and summarises your data. All of this information and much more is available on our website, so please do check it out if you have any questions. And if you don't find the answer to your question, of course, please feel free to get in contact with your cohort team. By taking part in CycleTrack, you're helping to drive progress in an area of women's health that has just been overlooked for so long. So thank you so much.